All right, everybody. This is our 2022 UFC contender draft. In this draft, we are looking to draft a five-fighter team of people that we think will become champions in 2022 in the UFC. So the rules of the draft are we got to pick five non-champions, and if they become champion in 2022, then we essentially get a point for our team, and the person who has the most, or the team who has the most points at the end of the year wins. So we're doing this with interim champions don't count. So we can't pick Jan or Gan. So those are not considered contenders in this draft. And we're doing a snake draft format with the first pick being Lorenzo.
Awesome. I feel like this is an obvious pick. Although it might not happen, I'm just gonna go with Islam Makhachev.
Yeah.
I feel like he's the most obvious one. The only way he does become champion is if he doesn't get a title shot this year due to shenanigans, probably by Conor McGregor.
I think Oliveira is an interesting matchup for Islam.
Yeah.
But I think
Oliveira would be much of a problem for Islam.
Islam's definitely the number one pick here.
Yeah, I think you have to. I think he's the guarantee. Well, not the guarantee, but he's the closest thing to a guarantee out of really anybody. So yeah, we've already sing his praises. So I think Josh, what do you think?
I was just gonna add, with Islam, I feel like the only risk is that he doesn't fight in 2022, which is a possibility, but he's definitely the safest pick.
Exactly.
All right, for my second pick, I'm gonna go with the GOAT, Jon Jones. I think.
Okay, that's a good pick.
I think one thing we gotta consider is the fact that Gon and Ngannou are fighting in January, which means that there very likely will be a second heavyweight title fight this year, considering we have 11 more months to go, right? And I just think Jon Jones will probably be the next challenger, and I'm pretty sure he will fight this year. I know it's just the start of the year, and my guess is that Gon beats Ngannou, and then Jones beats Gon. So I'm gonna go with Jon Jones with my second pick.
Okay. I feel like I have to clear this up now. So my third pick is technically a champion in one division, but she's a contender in another division.
Yeah, you could do that.
Okay, so I'm taking Amanda Nunes then. I think she beats Pena to get her belt back at 135.
Okay, Amanda.
I think that's the best odds I have of all the people we have left.
I agree, actually. So I made my rankings for this draft, and so far the draft is going as expected. I have Islam, Jon, and Amanda 1, 2, 3. So
yeah, I think those are again the safest pick. Jon is a good contender. He'll probably fight in August, September, and then Amanda will likely get a title shot at 135.
Yeah, I mean, if Amanda wants it, she's going to get the 135 shot, I guess. Yeah, so that's a good pick.
Okay.
Get a second pick.
I know. I got one more. My quick clarification. So is this just they win a title? They don't have to end the year as champ or any of that shit, right? As long as they win a title, we're good.
Yeah.
All right, then. Oh, this is tough because I'm not gonna pick for so long, so I got to do it right because you guys are about to get 4 in a row at least.
Gotta strategize, man.
It gets tough after the top 3, I think.
I'm trying to decide if I want to follow my heart or if I want to follow like common sense and logical thought.
We don't follow common sense here, man. We don't. You make 1 to 20,000 bets.
Oh my god, I want to pick Hamzat, but I don't know if he'll get the title shot. I'm so worried about if he does, and I don't think he gets the title shot this year.
I think that's a big consideration with Chimaev, for sure.
Yeah,
that's a big risk.
Use your strategy, man. Will any of us?
Fourth pick. Robert Whitaker to beat Izzy.
Oh, okay. Bobby Knuckles. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that actually. I really wasn't, but that's a solid pick.
Really, that's actually that's also the number 4th person on my list right here.
Right in order. I didn't even consider Robert Whitaker, unfortunately.
Really?
No, I don't.
I feel like with this draft, you have to weigh the people who are guaranteed to fight more, because there's no guarantees that for example, someone like Chimaev will fight.
Chimaev fights for a title, exactly.
Yeah. So
That's
you
why
have
I went
to
with her.
consider.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you want to, I just don't think Izzy loses. The only way Robert Whitaker becomes champion, I think, is if he becomes interim champion, which is a real possibility. Izzy gets injured, they have an interim title fight, so
Oh, that's a good
I
question.
think Whitaker definitely can beat Izzy. Like if he mixes up his grappling a little bit, fights a little smarter. Like Izzy's not undefeated. Like Jan did well on the feet with Izzy for a while. Like
so
are we going to
interim
count interim
champions, right?
champions? Do we
I
count
think we
interim
should,
champions?
right?
I think we should. Yeah.
do we
I think we
count
should.
interim? Yeah, no. If they win an interim championship, that counts. That should be like a half. That's like a half point. That's a half point.
Yeah, sure.
Half
Every
point?
title fight win is a full point. Every interim title fight win is a half point.
All right, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a good pick. I think Whitaker has a chance. Yeah, I agree with Derma. I think he could use his wrestling. I think he's an improved fighter from the first fight. I mean, he defended his #1 contendership 3 times in a row, so he's pretty clearly the second best middleweight in the world right now, and he might be the best.
Yeah.
Goddamn right. All right, I think it's Lorenzo.
So
Josh.
no, the fifth
Josh,
pick.
Josh.
All right, I'm gonna take the 5th fighter on my rankings. I have Chimaev.
All right.
So again, I think the biggest risk here is that Usman only fights once this year, which is I admit is a total possibility. But I mean, I think they're talking about Chimaev fighting Burns in like April or something, and assuming that happens, that gives 2/3 of the year left for Usman to come back and for Chimaev to challenge Usman. So
right. So you're expecting a strength of schedule, maybe 3 fights for Usman, and Burns will get at least 2 out of those 3, right?
I'm thinking,
Or not Burns, Chimaev.
I'm thinking Usman fights Leon, beats Leon, and then Chimaev beats Burns, and then Chimaev fights Usman.
Has Leon Usman been booked yet, or is that speculation?
No, speculation.
But I mean, I think that's pretty clearly the next fight. So
yeah, UFC like probably 273 or 4.
Yeah, as painful as it is for me to say, I'm pretty sure they would hop Luque for Chimaev like instantly.
Oh, I
Because
just went on Google. I just went on Google, and Chimaev and Burns is in the works for 273. They've both agreed to it apparently.
What's the date on that?
April
it's
9th.
verbally agreed. It's not official, but
yeah,
April 9th. He's certainly slowing down when he gets towards the top, and that's fair enough. Fair enough. When you fight Trump, you need more time.
I honestly I don't feel great about that pick, to be honest, just because of the fact that Usman might just fight once.
Once you get the obvious people out of the way, we're not going to really feel great about any of these. We're kind of just throwing shots in the dark.
Yeah. All right, Lorenzo, you have the next 2 picks.
Okay. So it was really hard looking at all these divisions, but there was one person who I had similar amounts of faith in. It's probably going to be mildly surprising, but I think Carla Esparza will beat Rose because she beat her in the past, and they were both underdeveloped at a certain point. She also is a hard wrestler. There's no way Rose is a better grappler than Carla. Carla's tough enough to take any strike. She's not going to knock her out. So I could see Carla making a very boring decision to beat Rose. I don't know whether she keeps it at the end of the year because Marina Rodriguez might take it from her. But yeah, that brings me to my next pick, which is Marina
actually, dude, no cap. Carla Esparza is also my 6th ranked fighter.
This is going exactly how I thought it would so far. Everyone's making very sensible choices.
I would pick Marina Rodriguez too. So
I was about to say, bro, just lock down the flyweight division or the strawweight division.
Yeah, I think that's also another safety because even if Rose beats Carla Esparza, I think Marina Rodriguez has a very good chance of beating her as well. Again, pretty good wrestling, pretty good striking.
Okay, so you just hate Rose Namajunas. Okay, cool. That's good to know. Okay.
I think she's one of the most beatable champions in this division by at least a clear person. I think everybody else is pretty questionable about who's going to beat them. If they become champion, like I don't know who might beat Moreno, if anybody, Sterling or Volkanovski as well. Same thing with like Adesanya and Usman. Heavyweight is anybody's guess, you know.
Yeah.
So I think this way, I'm sure Rose is losing it. It's as simple as that. I don't have faith in Rose.
I mean, there's a possibility that both Esparza and Rodriguez become champion this year.
Exactly. That's what I'm
It's
banking
low,
on.
but it's possible. But we'll see.
Yeah.
All right, Josh, your turn.
So actually, I'm gonna deviate from my rankings a little bit because I'm looking at this and I have a change of heart. So with my 8th pick, I'm gonna go with Alexander Pantoja in the
Ooh,
flyweight
That's
division.
crazy.
that's a good one. That's an interesting
That's
one too.
crazy.
Why do you say that?
Because so if you look at the flyweight division, so you have Figueiredo and Moreno who are gonna fight in the Ngannou Gon card, right? So that's in
Mhm.
January. So then if you look, actually Askar Askarov is booked to fight Kai Kara France in March. And Pantoja right now doesn't have an opponent. So I'm thinking Pantoja is for sure getting the next flyweight title shot. And this is also on top of the fact that Pantoja was actually scheduled to fight Figueiredo last year for the title, but he pulled out due to an injury, I think. So,
well, he was supposed to fight Moreno too, wasn't he? But then he got pulled out.
Yeah, maybe. I remember
he beat Moreno too.
Yeah. Also, that's a key point. Pantoja has beaten Moreno in the past. So if Moreno beats Figgy, which I think will happen, I'm very certain they're going to make Pantoja Moreno as the next title fight. In which case, I think Pantoja could win. I mean, he's already proven it. So I'm gonna go with Pantoja, my 8th pick.
Solid
All
pick.
right. Is it me with 9 and 10 now?
Yep.
Okay, well, let's see. Who stands out? I have 2 people in mind. I'm trying to think who I want to just get out of the way first.
You got 2 picks, Sturmer.
I know. I'm trying to think of which one I want to pick first, though, because in case I want to change the second one, I'm trying to confirm.
Okay.
I feel like I should just stick with these 2 though, based on okay. First pick, I'm gonna take Yuri. I think there's a very good chance that Glover does beat him, but I also think Yuri's such a fucking nut. There's a chance he just spitting elbows him in the face and puts him out. And then if Glover does pull out, Yuri will 100% be in the interim title fight. So
yeah, I think Yuri was going to be one of my picks, to be honest, or at least he was on my list because I think he has, like you said, a good chance of being interim or beating Glover just straight up. So
and then I think for my 10th pick, I'm gonna just stick with what I thought, and I'm gonna say Max Holloway.
I like it.
Nice.
I think him and Volk are a tough matchup that can definitely go either way.
Are you banking on him becoming champion or interim?
I mean, I think he could beat Volk for sure. I don't know if he will, but I think he can. I think his odds of beating Volk are good compared to a lot of people we named. So.
Yeah, Max was actually who I was going to pick instead of Pantoja, but then I just changed my
Went
mind.
rogue.
Yeah. I think Pantoja is a better pick. I think this list makes sense.
Also, I mean, we don't know how severe this injury that Max had is because I mean, the fact that he pulled out of the fight, out of a fight that's like 3 or 4 months in the future, I mean, that must be a pretty bad injury. What I think.
It's 2 months in the future.
Less than 2.
Less than 2. Oh.
Yeah, it was the beginning of March.
Okay. Yeah, I think we see him fight. I mean, if we see him, I think we're gonna see him fight again this year, probably against Volk. So that's a good pick.
All right, is it back to you, Josh?
Yeah. So with the 11th pick, I am gonna pick Justin Gaichi.
That's a good pick.
I think it's pretty much confirmed that he's gonna fight Oliveira next. So there's no uncertainty that he's not gonna be able to challenge for the title. And I think there's a chance that he could chin Oliveira. I mean, we've seen Oliveira go down. Justin Gaethje hits really fucking hard. So, yeah. I can see it.
That's a good pick. That's a good pick. Plus, I mean, he has a guaranteed title shot. He matches up. I mean, if Oliveira grabs him, if Oliveira takes him to the ground, the fight's over. But he's good at not getting to the ground usually. So
yeah, I mean, Gaethje was able to hit Khabib with a lot of really good shots before Khabib like grabbed him,
mauled him exactly.
Yeah, if he could land those shots on Oliveira, I mean, who knows?
Oliveira's not going to take him like Khabib will.
Yeah. All right, so that's Lorenzo with the 12th and 13th pick.
Yeah. So again, like I said, this has got really tough because flyweights, bantamweights, everybody weight.
Yeah, I mean, you're really going for long shots at this point.
Well, I don't think this guy is a long shot. I think Alexander Rakic I think has a pretty decent chance. I think the only thing he has going against him is that he's boring. Because like I could see him like beating both Glover and Yuri. Like if Glover fights twice this year, and if Yuri fights, I could just see him wrestling Yuri to the point where Yuri can't do much, and he's smart enough to not get caught into the cacophony that is Rakic and his spinning elbows and all his weird stuff. And I think Glover would have a very, very tough time against him because he's probably the most balanced fighter that he's actually fought. Because, I mean, maybe except for Smith, but he pretty handily beat Smith. I think he's the clear number 2 in the division, as in like rank 2 in the division. I don't think Jan deserves the ranking he had. Well, he probably does, but I think Rakic will beat him because they're scheduled to fight in. Are they scheduled to fight?
Yeah, in March, I think.
Yeah, so yeah, so Rakic will be
again. I think the biggest risk is again that I'm pretty sure Glover's going to beat Yuri, and in which case I don't think Glover fights twice this year. I think he's really old. I would guess the Yuri fight happens somewhere in the summer.
I think it happens in the spring, like 273, 274 type shit, and then maybe he fights once more in like November, December. I think he fights twice.
Maybe, yeah. In which case, I think Rakic matches up really well with Glover. So if he does get the shot, I think he has a good chance of winning.
Yeah, and so then it was really, really difficult to pick this last person here because there's like a variety of people I had. I ultimately chose the 135 division as no, the bantamweight, the women's bantamweight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no. Right. I'm gonna choose Jose Aldo. Right, that's my last pick, or Fernando Schilling. Yeah,
that's a pick from the heart.
No, Juliana Pena, I think, is probably the most vulnerable champion that there is on the roster. Again, maybe I'm just not putting enough respect on her.
Wait, who are you picking? I didn't hear.
Well, no, I haven't said yet.
Okay.
Because there's 2 people that I wanted to consider for 135. And I'm torn between them. One is Valentina Shevchenko, could be a possibility, just because I think that they want to give her rematch. I don't think Nunez is going to take an immediate rematch. I think she's going to take quite a few months to get back. And I could see Pena taking a fight in between for the sake of another paycheck at championship pay. And I'm sure she'd be confident in beating really anybody in the division. And she might want to get her win back of Shevchenko. The second one, and this is going to sound a bit crazy, but I could see Holly Holm getting the next title shot, to be honest, because they love her. She's on a 2-fight win streak. GDR isn't ranked at all. She beat Aldana in the rankings. And I don't see anybody else deserving a title shot in that division. So
I feel like they're kind of over giving Holly Holm title shots, but who knows?
That would be crazy if they give Holly Holm a title shot.
You'd be surprised. I think I would probably go with Shevchenko, to be honest. It's a really tough pick. Just because I think she has the name value. I think she'd move up a thing. She wants to move up. I'd imagine Julianne Penny would want to move up. She would get her third match with Nunez if she won. The only thing with Holly Holm, but I think it might be a positive, is she's 40 years old. But that might not necessarily be a bad thing, as they could advertise her as the oldest women's champion. But yeah, I think Shevchenko is ultimately the way to go.
Interesting. I don't see that matchup happening personally, but
well, I don't know who else could be a champion. To be honest, it's harder to pick.
Yeah, these are pretty tough picks.
Well,
what's your pick, Josh?
You're picking
yeah,
Benio Dariush, right?
I'm surprised nobody picked this person yet. I pick Davison Figueiredo.
That's a good pick.
Oh yeah, how did we forget about it? That's a great
I'm too much of a Moreno stand to pick Figueiredo. I thought about it, but I can't do it.
I mean, yeah, I feel like he's like one of the last people we've named who's guaranteed to get a title shot this year. And the first fight with Moreno was really close. The second fight he got outclassed, but I don't know. Maybe it's possible that it was a result of a bad weight cut. He's training with Cejudo now, so I could see Figueiredo beating Moreno the third time round. So
excellent pick. That's all I have to say. Because again, that's a really good pick. I don't know if Moreno wins. Like you said, I think it might have just been a bad weight cut. He looked too different. He goes from destroying what's his face? The 125. Yeah, he goes from destroying legendary Benavidez twice in a row to close fight with Moreno, but he clearly won because Moreno was laying on his chin, to just being outclassed instantly. I don't believe that it was that big of a difference. I think he just had a bad weight cut.
Yeah,
that's a good pick for sure. All right, gentlemen, with the 15th pick, the action man, Chris. I'm just kidding. No, that's my dream. Honestly, like looking at everybody who's left, like we have someone like Leon Edwards, who I just like. He's not going to be Kamaru. Like, let's keep it a stack. And then we have someone like Vicente Luque, who maybe could stand a chance with Kamaru, but probably won't get a title shot. And look, if the UFC loves one thing, it's money. I'm picking Conor McGregor, bro. Check me out. Listen to the scenario, right? Conor comes back in like June and just dusts Tony because Tony's old and he's still like 6th in the ratings because he's way too high for some reason. And Conor just dusts Tony, right? Boom, over with. Now Conor's ranked like 5th. Oliveira has just come off a win over Gaichi, and Oliveira's options are fight Islam and make no money and probably lose, or have a better chance fighting Conor for a shitload of money. And Dana likes money. And if Conor does win, then you have Conor versus Islam with the Habib story. So who do you think's gonna get that title shot first?
Yeah.
And then if Conor and Oliveira are to match up, like Oliveira gets tagged by a lot of straight punches, and Conor throws very nice straight punches, and Oliveira just doesn't move his head at all. So, like if Oliveira takes Conor to the ground, like if Oliveira gets Conor in half guard, the fight's over. But I think Conor could definitely have a chance at sparking Oliveira or Gaichi, even if Gaichi was to beat Oliveira. I think Conor could compete with Gaichi if he can avoid getting his legs destroyed. But Gaichi gets hit a lot, so I think Conor definitely has a chance at knocking out someone like Justin just because he hits I wouldn't bet on him. But with the 15th pick, fuck it.
Yeah, might as well go long.
I really liked that our first pick was Islam Makhachev and our last pick was Conor McGregor.
Conor McGregor.
Oh, that's good.
The biggest fight of 2023.
So, how about we summarize this up? So, let's see. Team Lorenzo, you have Islam, Carla, Esparza, Marina, Rakic, and Shevchenko.
Yep.
All right, so Team Lorenzo is Islam Makhachev, Carla Esparza, Marina Rodriguez, Alexander Rakic, and Valentina Shevchenko. Team Josh is John Jones.
Nice.
Chimaev.
Nice.
Pantoja.
Good.
Gaichi. And Figueiredo.
Nice.
Team Alex is Nunes.
Good pick.
Knuckles. Bobby Knuckles.
Yeah.
Robert Whitaker. Yuri. Holloway. And Conor McGregor.
And Conor McGregor.
All right.
I'm just curious. Who were your you said our top 5 basically matched yours, Josh, right? Islam, Jones, Nunez, Robert, Whitaker, and Chimaev.
And then Carlos Barza.
Mm-hmm.
And then I could have made it. I could have made it 8 in a row with Max by choosing Max Holloway. Oh, actually, no. 6 was Carlos Barza.
Yeah.
And in the rankings I had 7th was Max Holloway, actually.
Okay, well, that's fair enough, because who would choose Marino Rodriguez except I and a few hopefuls? Woo.
Yeah. And then it was Gaichi, Pantoja, Rodriguez, Yuri, Figueiredo. I had Askarov, Rakic, and then Leon Edwards.
I was considering Askarov and Luque, not Edwards, but I think Leon will surprise a lot of people, to be honest.
No, he gets slept by an Usman straight right.
Yeah, but I think Askarov is a really good pick. I would have chose Vicente Luke, but ultimately I don't know if he gets a title shot. This thing, I think Valentina Shevchenko is more likely than Vicente Luke getting a title shot or Luque.
I like the Askarov pick a lot. I mean, it was between when I was with my 14th pick, it was between Figgy or Askarov. But the thing with Askarov is I think he would get the 3rd title shot of the year, which may or may not happen. So I just decided to go with the sure thing with Figueiredo.
Yeah.
I think Askarov might be the best flyweight on the planet, honestly.
That's good. I can't believe I forgot about him too when I was making these picks. Because I think him and Pantoja, he'll probably have to fight somebody. Maybe him versus Perez, him versus Pantoja, and then they get Moreno. But Pantoja's probably going to wait out the year, or wait till he gets.
I think Askarov has already beaten Pantoja, and I think he went to a draw with Moreno. So I mean, he has a decent record. Yeah, he has a decent record against the top guys. So
yeah. Anybody not listed, Dermer, that you're a little surprised at?
No, I think we checked most of the names on my back. I pretty much expected almost every name that we heard. I didn't really expect Pantoja just because I think Figueiredo and Askarov were like more sensible choices in the same division. I didn't see Shevchenko coming, but everything else pretty much kind of went according to what I thought it would go.
I was betting on the women more so than the men with a lot of these things because I think Jan or Sterling. I think that Jan's probably going to win. And even if he doesn't, at most there's an interim champion. Volk, I don't see losing the title to anybody. Charles, we already went through him. Usman, I think we kind of already went through him. The only other person maybe would be Gilbert Burns if he's too much for Chimaev. I don't see Izzy losing the title, so that'll be with Teixeira. Ngannou, I don't think either of them are losing to John Jones, but I think John Jones is the most sensible pick in that division. Rose is a very vulnerable champion. Shevchenko's not losing. Pena is a very vulnerable champion. Nunez is maybe to what's her face, who's the judo specialist that's in PFL.
Harrison? Oh, Sheila Harrison.
Yeah, that's the only other person I could see her. Unless she's gonna. Yeah. I didn't think anybody else. Maybe Gilbert Burns or Vicente Luke, but I have so much faith in the women's division right now.
Yeah, that makes sense. I would just be surprised personally if Shevchenko actually goes up in weight. It seems like she's pretty happy with staying at 125, but
I also think she doesn't have a clear contender in her division, so like they could literally just have her, move up to 135 while people are waiting in her division because I don't know if she can't. She beat Andrade, Chukagan, I think, and Murphy and Maya already.
Yeah.
So I think Talia Santos might be the only one. Although I don't know if she beat Chukagan, to be honest, but that's not an interesting fight.
What are your thoughts on Chimaev at number 5? I was really hesitant about that pick actually, just because it's.
I like it a lot. I think he has a very good chance of just smashing everybody. Like he's kind of crazy.
I don't know if I might put Carlos Barza at number 5 instead of Chimaev, but I think Chimaev's definitely somebody that has to be on this list because
Yeah, I agree he has to be on the list. I just think I'm just really worried he doesn't fight for the title this year. I guess if he does, I would love that pick, but we'll see.
I think that he has so much hype behind him that he's guaranteed to get a title shot because if we use logic, it's Edwards, Luke, and then Luque, and then Chimaev. But Chimaev has a lot of hype behind him. He would have beat Gilbert Burns. I assume Usman would want to do it for legacy, maybe even if he's going to retire soon. Yeah, I think he's a very good pick. I mean, compared to the people below him, I think maybe Carla, Max, and Yuri, maybe, or maybe could be above him, but those are stretches.
Yeah. All right. So I think this wraps it up. Our 2022 UFC Contender Draft.
Nice. We'll review it at the end of the year, and it'll be fun, everybody.
Yeah. We'll see who wins.
All right, everybody. Peace out.
See you guys.
Bye.
Yeah.
Recording.